Nice to meet you, honorable judges, my worthy opponents. I'm Nafisa. Pleasantly express my thanks for your interest in discussing our motion today about this House would implement fairness doctrines on broadcast news media with a significant audience reach. But with your permission, I would like to begin by defining the motion. Fairness Doctrines was a policy introduced in 1949 by the U.S. Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, that required the holders of broadcast licenses both to present controversial issues of public importance and to do so in a manner that fairly reflected opposite viewpoints to the society. And for the background is, and as I said before, that the goal of the doctrines is to serve opposite viewpoints of controversial topics in the matter of the society, and government team believes that there is so much benefits of doing so. One of them is that to view society that there is always fair comparable causality of anything. That the government team absolutely agree with the spirit of the motion. But for the status quo right now, it's still a small number of broadcast news medias that follow the idea of this doctrine. Since we agree with the spirit of the motion, we found this a problem when people do not pay many attention towards this motion, because it is clashing our public agenda. That's why our goal is to gain more agreement to spread the move of this doctrine by supporting the increase of these doctrines in the broadcast news media with a higher number of audience reach. But it's also important to define the actor analysis. So right now here we have holders of broadcast licenses and their nature to gain profit for both ways and also serve interesting topic to gain attention from their listener or their viewers. And then broadcast media listener. They want to find for influence and information in broadcast news media since they put their trust on them by supporting them with financially or only listen to it. We believe that controversial topic is such an interesting point to discuss or simply listen. It will naturally catch people's attention so that many people gonna looking for information about it as much as possible. Even more when it brings many human well-being importance or simply massive social problems. Logically, broadcast news medias with high audience reach are holding an extremely huge power to influence people since they are the shoulder of the society to rely on. What else? They're big, highly trusted by a huge amount of viewers. And the most important one, they are having a license that makes them sound promising. So whatever they serve, that's all the matter. That's why we believe it's an urgency to making sure about the quality of the broadcasters point they air. And the idea of fairness doctrines that interpret cases from different point of view. It is in the same way that we think that it can help the society to not only standing for one argument agreed by the society. Of course, just because we believe that society agreement aren't always right. Of course, we're not gonna make a mind-blowing change for a quick time for this, since we cannot change stigma easily, nor society stigma on a controversial ongoing problem. But at least, we can give another point of view, towards the current social opinion, worth to consider to or not to believe, as a second choice. This is why we think it's absolutely justified, because we cannot deny the fact that the news that is spread on the broadcast news media aren't always good. Sometimes they're controversial, accused with questionable, problematic, and so many more bad things followed behind them. Which is questionable news, sometimes also accurate with massive, confusing era for the society. They're gonna only believe with that one argument came up in the society, no matter it's the right or the truest solution towards that or not. Since there's no other valid arguments towards this, they gonna only believe on those who came up in the public. And when that or those problem is bad, it possibly cause a mass anxiety. And from this mass anxiety, people not gonna think clearly whether there there is always another viewpoints of anything, even towards those controversial problems. There always another side point they can take or they can aid of. This is why we absolutely have to implement this fairness doctrines idea on the broadcasting media, since even more when they have significant number of audience reach, significant number of viewers equals with significant think or mind of people, and it gotta make a huge difference. We gotta say that. To sum up the debate, me as a first speaker of the government team has served the arguments. First, we have it's an urgency to support this fairness doctrines on the broadcasting media, since we cannot only believe on one argument, and we have also think about another viewpoints, and then it's absolutely justified because society absolutely need it for looking for another solution for a problem. I'm proudly propose.